Ich war kein Thief von Podcast, we're here to light the fire. Stating facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that ash won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Light the Torch podcast, and it is transfer portal season, so we have a lot to talk about. Not too much really from the USC side when it comes to the transfer portal, at least leaving, but possibly coming in, and then we might address the person or the team across town, but who knows. But yep, so let's go ahead and start off with introducing the guys here. We got Mr. B. Jones. How's it going, B. Jones?
Everything's going great, man. We got some big news on the way. I'm excited. We're on top of the world right now. Got everything to look forward, man.
Exactly. It's looking real bright for USC right now. And but yeah, and then we have the leader of our Twitch channel, Mr. Gun Atterbury. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good. Excited to talk about Trojan football.
Yep, and we do have some recruiting with Guns coming up here, so be ready for that. So we definitely have a lot to talk about. We do have 3 players right now that we know for sure that are in the transfer portal, and then we'll do some spring practice updates, and then we'll have some recruiting with Guns actually probably before that. So let's go ahead and start off. Let's see. Did you guys want to address the elephant in the room, or not the elephant in the room, but the
It's a hot topic. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Okay, so Nico, I am leaving, hasn't been officially confirmed going to Little Bro. So exactly, boo. So yeah, Colin Cowherd was I think the first one to really kind of announce that, and they said it's not about the money, it's about the offense. Bullshit. Okay. What are your guys' thoughts, B. Jones?
Have they seen UCLA's offense? Do you think he's going to have more talented receivers over there, UCLA, or what? I don't know. But, I mean, they got to say something just to save face. I guess that's the best they come up with.
Like, I don't get it. It makes no sense. Like, Why would you make that kind of claim out there just to make yourself look even worse at this point? Like, it just, if it's about the money, just tell us it's about the money.
Oh, I'm glad you used the word claim, because when that was announced, there was some UCLA guy on Twitter.
Yeah.
That I don't know. They're in a role play, I guess, man. He's saying they run LA. They got Nico.
Yeah. Oh wait, I gotta show a tweet that a fellow USC Trojan kind of posted about here. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Mr. Jake Olson, you all know who Jake Olson is. He says, "Hey, at least we don't have to need to worry about him threatening to sit out of the postseason now." Like, why did he have to cook him like that? Like, he's already down bad. You don't need to kick him while he's down. So, but that's hilarious.
But one thing I will add, though, man, in all seriousness, I think everyone, man, not national media and all of us, of course, got to take it easy on Nico a little bit, man. Still a young kid, and honestly, he's just following Dad's orders, man. Which is, if you know anything about the poly community, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? What Dad says goes. So, regardless of age. So everybody's getting on it. Well, he's 21, but they don't really understand Polynesian community and how, in the way, they operate there. So just take that into consideration, man. Try not to bash the kid. He's still a young man.
Yeah, but he needs to make the executive decision to kind of not have his dad be his agent at this point, because he lost $2.7 million. Because I guarantee
if it was anyone else, I'm sure he'd be fired.
Yeah, like I wonder how much he's actually. I wonder if we'll ever know how much he's getting from UCLA at this point. Because right now, like, Tennessee had a pretty good NIL program going on, and I just don't know. I have no idea about UCLA's NIL, but it can't be nearly as good as $2.7 million.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get definitely half of the 2.4. So, so yeah, probably over $1 million is what he's probably gonna get from UCLA. Yeah, I mean it's just a fascinating situation. I would assume, and I would think. I mean, I don't know, but he probably kind of regrets this whole situation, kind of getting out in the open, right? Media getting involved, national media, but yeah, I mean, just hope all the best. Hopefully, he can, figure it out. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's still gonna lose to us. So
yeah, like it. If the rumors are true that they threatened to sit out for the playoffs, like, as a player at some point you just kind of gotta be like, I need to play this. Like why would you threaten that?
Well, he wasn't the only one though.
Yeah, true, but still, like, just because everyone else does it doesn't mean you should do it too.
Yeah. Just because, just for the fact that it wasn't just him, probably says something more about Tennessee's NIL. Maybe they made a bunch of promises that didn't happen, right?
Yeah, but if they're asking for more money, like, you shouldn't be asking for more money if you haven't really done much.
Yeah, I mean, real world, yeah, you don't do that. We talked about that when we had guys who underperformed was asking more money here. We've seen that quite a bit over here. And we learned our lesson because, we caved the first time, so other players thought they could do it, right?
Yeah, but it is also Tennessee's fault, because they kind of started this wild west of NIL, like we mentioned in the last episode, that they kind of made it like this with the Supreme Court ruling. So
yeah, and when they acquired Nico, I heard Ryan Clark blame Mario Cristobal for it as well.
Yeah,
Carson Beck all that money that he didn't deserve.
But see, Carson Beck also has done more though in his time at Georgia instead of 1 year with Tennessee.
He's still not worth what he's getting paid. I wouldn't say.
He's not. But at least he did it at the very beginning or at the very end of the season, and not right before a spring game and right after you went through the whole spring camp. And if they were already threatening that beforehand, like, they've had 3 or 4 months to go through this whole process, and now they decide to do it. Like, if they've been asking for more money this whole time since the playoffs started, why didn't they just do all this shit right at that time? If they knew they weren't going anywhere with contract talks for NIL, they should have stopped already. Like, that's just poor management in general.
And that's the thing with me. I'm not so much mad at the move or even how it was handled.
Yeah.
We're going to make the threats to leave. You should have done that at the right time.
Yeah.
When quarterbacks go.
This is not going to be the last time that this is going to happen. It's just they need to do it at a better time instead of everyone has already established themselves with a quarterback from a transfer portal or whatever. Like, he's going to be under a microscope now when he goes to UCLA. Like, he better perform. Like, if he doesn't perform, then this was just a horrible situation for him.
Yep, the whole South is going to be tuning in to see him lose, man. So
bro. Like, I'm very interested, like, in his first like actual media scrum, if they actually allow him to do that. Because if they allow him to do a media scrum, that he's going to get eaten alive, and he better be prepared for that.
They don't play any SEC teams, right?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could look that up, but they better not play any what is it called, SEC teams, because it's not going to end well for him. So it doesn't look like they do. They just they don't play any SEC teams. Oh, they play Utah though, which should be interesting.
Yeah, they don't play. Yes. Look about him.
Yeah, we're done with that now. Here, if he goes to Lowbro, it's going to be fun watching him run out of bounds or get sacked. So, all right, let's go ahead and do you guys want to do a spring practice update? Then we'll go into the transfer portal season.
Sure.
Let's do portal last, I say.
Portal last, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so spring practice updates. Just recently, Lincoln Riley said that they are shutting down Lake McCree. He's currently injured right now, and there were some people that were missing, but they were just sick. I know DJ Jordan was sick, and one other person I can't remember, but so Lake McCree is injured, which kind of makes people wonder how often can they really rely with his injury history at this point. At least I've seen a lot of people talk about that. So what are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that we have to monitor. I mean, we'll talk about more about the tight end position when we go over the portal, but it's definitely something that the staff is aware. So excited to see, excited to see the young guys at the end of the day. So.
Wait, we just had someone crash the party here, so I don't know who he is, but we have this random guy here. So introduce yourself.
I don't even know what I'm doing here, why I'm here. There was a lot of peer pressure in the chat behind the scenes, guys. So it's been a minute. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, an OG is back.
Absolutely.
So real quick, thanks. Shout out to Brand for the one membership. I wonder who it got gifted to. I'll take a look at that in a second here, but go ahead and give your thoughts about how spring practice is going, Tyler.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see the boys get out and play. Hearing good things about like Jaden Walker is the one that I've heard a lot of good things about, which is good in a position of need. So cool to see that we've got some, potential depth there behind the two that everybody's been, seeing as the starters. Obviously, Gentry needing to stay healthy, it's a big thing. And then, Desmond Stevens looks like he's going to be a baller, but still, pretty early. So overall, looking at, him, and then, looks like the staff's trying to pick and choose some spots in the portal, which I'm sure we're going to talk about a little bit too. So, it's nice to see that we don't need a full overhaul like we have in the portal the last couple of years for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely in a lot better shape than initially thought, especially at the offensive line with Tobias Raymond. So that's good to hear. But really quick, Josh Gates got the membership, an all-conference membership from Mr. Brand. So Josh already thanked him for that. So appreciate it, man. And then the $5 donut for Kristen Ragland. How's it going, Kristen? Drop your thoughts about spring practice and Nico, and give us your 2 cents about that. But yeah. So what else has been going on in the in spring camp?
Elijah Page mentioned that Eric Gentry would probably be his MVP right now. The defense, which is shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If he gets down. But Keith Biggers. You guys don't know that is former USC linebacker back in the day, back in the 80s. Excuse me, he was on USC J show, man. He told a story about how former player was pretty much calling EG out. I told him he was late on the play, late, pretty much trying to get under EG's skin, man. So, and he did. And then he followed up by making a play, man, and taking the ball and shoving it right in his gut. Like, how you like me now? Something like that. So it's cool, man. But that's the type of intensity you need to practice. Go to practice with every day, man. So it's cool. That they said it was about 150 former players out there. You guys know, man. I've said it years back. That former players coming home was an issue. Now since that they heard my cry, man, and they're doing things as it should be. So it's cool to have all the alumni back, man, and actually motivating players. Keith himself said that he hadn't been on that field in 40 years, man.
That's crazy. That's unacceptable.
It is. That should never be the case. But I'm glad that he got to step back on his home turf, man.
Yeah, and what Ronnie Lott was there? Is that what Lincoln Riley said? That was the first person that he mentioned. So I kind of want to know that list of people.
He's even like teaching the DBs. That's a couple things, so that was pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, we definitely need to see them more, like not just even at practice, but on the sidelines. Like they need to be welcome on the sidelines. They shouldn't have to jump through hoops or anything like that. They just should be invited, like right off the bat. So and I think Chad Bowden's a big part of that as well.
Yeah, one of the players that was there, he said that Bowden, shook hands with every person there, so that was cool to hear as well. And
that's one of my biggest things about Chad is that he understands tradition, and he's trying to bring that back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've been missing that for a little bit. So,
well, he's coming from a school who also has a lot of tradition, so
right.
Yeah, he's not going based off Rudy, so.
Sorry, man.
No worries. But yeah, like what Josh says, Bowden gets USC. He really does. Like any interview that you see with Chad, he just talks about all the previous Trojans and all the history behind it. So it's great to hear.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go for it.
I was saying, Chad Bowden is kind of like having one of us as a GM, man. Basically, big time fan. He's living his dream job right now. So, I mean, for him, he's not working a day in his life. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, he probably really loves what he's doing right now.
So,
yeah. Any other updates that we need to really? Kamari has been working with the Nichols, which is saying something that it looks like he's being closer to the line, and that's probably where they're seeing him. So who knows? We might be seeing some more safeties coming into to that position group. So, and we'll probably talk about that more once we get to the transfer portal. But yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about when it comes to the spring practice updates?
as far as that,
Yeah, I think it's cool that. Sorry, B. Jones, but I think it's cool that Ramsey's being moved around. I like that kind of means potentially that we'll have like three safeties on the field with Pierce and Fitzgerald, hopefully. So yeah, excited about that and just the versatility that we can do. Also, Lincoln's highlighted Prince, wide receiver from Boise State. He's just slowly getting better every day and getting more confidence. Mentioned again Corey Sims. We mentioned him in the past, but definitely they're excited with the room, even though it's kind of been limited with Makai, kind of hurt, and some of the other guys that will be joining in the summer. So excited about what's going on.
I don't know if this is what Josh Gates put. Bowden was sitting next to Phil Jackson at Kobe's memorial. He's well known in LA. Is that true?
I don't know. No.
heard of it.
If
That'd be
he
dope.
was,
That'd
that'd
be
be crazy. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into recruiting with Guns. So go ahead and Guns, take it away if you have any recruiting updates.
Yeah, I have quite a bit, honestly. Talanoa Illy, linebacker, former Orange Lutheran player, now in Hawaii. He's gotten crystal balled by Greg Biggins and Blair. We could see him announced soon. We'll see if that does truly happen, but I think this is obviously a good, step for us to actually get him. Trenton Henderson, an edge out of Florida. Tom Loy, my good friend, likes our chances with him. So we'll see what happens with him. Another edge, Luke Waffle. I want to say Waffle, but yeah. USC is rising in his recruitment. Should expect an official visit. We'll see. There's other schools involved with him, like Texas and Oklahoma, but definitely excited to hear that he loved his visit, and then we're definitely rising. Tight end Servite Luke Sorensen, he's visiting today, so he's definitely a future Trojan, as we mentioned in the past. So I think just him visiting, especially on technically an off day or non-practice day, is a great sign. Sean Scott visiting again after visiting last week and visiting Michigan. So, I mean, he's just visiting every week, it seems like. So, I do expect him to pull that trigger in the future. Edge out of Washington is Derek Coleman Brusa. He'll be visiting tomorrow. He's somebody to watch as a potential Trojan. His name has been thrown out there a few times as a potential. And then some key visitors for Friday and Saturday, all offensive linemen. So hopefully you guys like that. Canyon Smith out of Colorado. Kenye Pepe, big time, offensive lineman, as we know. And then Sam Oot, Orange Lutheran offensive lineman. He's visiting again. So hopefully Sam definitely can pull that trigger. He's been visiting in the past. He's had predictions left and right in the past. And lastly, our good friend Sean Alston, running back out of Ohio. He'll be visiting the 20th through the 23rd next week. So excited to have him back on campus. But that is it for recruiting with Guns.
Yeah, put your questions in there if you have any questions for Guns. But one thing that I've noticed that's way different than we've ever done this past few recruiting is that we're getting these recruits on campus often. Like Sean Scott has, he's been on campus as much as Tom has.
This weekend, Isan Tafa will be on campus as well.
Oh yeah, Isan, will be on campus. So,
yes,
it's just crazy how often they're on this on campus right now, and Chad's doing a great job.
Absolutely.
Brand says, this is more for transfer portal, but who could transfer out, or who have you heard rumors about transferring? I don't know if we want to save that for the next one, or if you know that off the top of your head right now, Guns.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's showing up out of nowhere.
I guess for like 3 minutes, guys.
I'm so confused right now. Who's this guy now?
Where's Mickey?
Yo, but like I'm representing. Look, SC. You keep the shoes right here, SC. So we gotta represent. I'm over here looking at I ran across Oregon. He didn't want to look at me in the eye. I was mad dogging, It's like, what do you? He just looked down. He knows his place.
This is why we say you're the king of the streets. You're just mad dogging people, just randomly walking out on the streets. What did he do to you?
USC though. The UCLA guy didn't want to show his face. He's like, "Oh man, we got Nico. What are we gonna do with him?"
See,
hey, I'm glad Tyler made it to the show today. So good to see you on the show again.
Slack, bro. I had to show up late, just like you always do, bro.
Raul would be looking angry. Hey, I'm sorry. I got a mean fuck, I guess.
So there.
All right, fellas. I'll let you guys go because I know it'll probably be too much background noise here.
All right,
No.
see you later. All right, so I'll kick him out of here. But yeah, like in all honesty, though, like with everything that's been going on with Nico, we're kind of flying under the radar right now, which I'm fine with. No one knows what's going to happen with USC when it comes to our recruiting at this point. But let's see, old school music. Haven't really seen you here, so yo, fellas, Nico is steadily going downhill after visiting you know who. Yeah. Yep. Anything else you guys have for guns in regards to recruiting?
So I have a question for you. What's your thoughts with recruiting? I know you talked about it in the chat, but since you're on, what's your take so far, man?
Ooh. I mean, it's fun, obviously. I mean, it's almost sad when we don't have a recruit or a commitment every single day, with how much momentum we have. So, you look at, the 24/7, top class lists and stuff like that. And, Ohio State is behind us and they have like 11 recruits. They have half the recruits that we do. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it just shows that I talked about this a long time ago on the podcast where Lincoln Riley was both the CEO and the coach of the program, and he no longer has to be the CEO of the program. Chad has taken all of that off of his shoulders, and it just everything looks like it. I mean, the whole front office is insane. They clearly know what they're doing, and Chad is relentless and humble at the same time. And the recruits connect with that and they want to be on board. And he's very open and direct with the fact that he wants to put a fence around California. And we see that with Class 2. So I'm super excited that, the programs that we seem to have lost touch with, the Mater Days, the St. John Bosco's, like we're having recruits from there, that it's exciting to see that these schools that are factories for high school, in our backyard, actually wanting to, kind of get in bed with us again, like the old times. So, things are looking up. I'm really excited about it.
Absolutely.
Raul's a little too happy right now to see you on the show here.
He typed it again.
Oh yeah.
Raul just wanted to see my face. That's why he hopped on.
Like what you said though, it kind of feels weird that it's been a little bit since we've had a recruit, so someone that's committed to USC, kind of, because it's been like 3 recruits like every week or so that we would be getting the little fight on emoji, and it just seems weird that we haven't. But USCJ just posted up 3 fight on emojis with Talanoa's picture on there, so could be coming up soon. So who knows?
Man, he and Xavier Griffin, whew, keep it in your pants, Blackie Chan. That's a ruthless duo right there.
I can't make any promises. B Jones, if you want to pause something here, I got like, this is not USC related here, but I want to show you something that you can pause right here. Look. Dave,
I did see this earlier.
Michigan Stars. Bryce Underwood has some of the nicest balls you've ever seen. One more pause, B Jones, please. That's just
pause.
The comment section is hilarious too. So
that's a good meme, right there.
That he needs to reword that tweet. So
absolutely.
I guess we can go ahead and move on to the main topic, the main event, which is transfer portal season is among us now. So we already know that we have 3 players that are going to the transfer portal. We have Marion Peterson, let's see.
Malachi.
Again, Malachi and the edge.
Lorenzo Cowan.
Lorenzo Cohen, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the three that we have going on. And going back to that question here, is there anything that you're expecting, Guns?
I mean, from our end, it's been very, very quiet. So I'm not anticipating anybody else. Obviously, you never know in the world of the portal. So, keep you updated. But yeah, as of right now, April 16th, I don't anticipate anybody else leaving us.
Yeah.
So.
But we
Chris
are.
and Connor from 24/7 we're trying to see over the last couple practices when everybody was walking in if anybody was missing, and outside of the guys that have been hurt that weren't going to be at practice anyways, there was nobody missing other than Lorenzo Cowan. So as of now, it doesn't seem like there's anybody that's kind of knocking on the portal door.
I do say that, and to get into the portal, and I guess we can talk about the offense first. So, there's a couple tight ends that we're looking at potentially as a portal. So that could be, I guess, a sign maybe that someone could be leaving. Again, we just haven't really heard anything. We're really looking at more of like 6'4", 6'5" tight ends, so not the taller ones. So if anyone, I guess, expects to leave, I would say it's, not to put their names out, but like, Lake McCree, maybe, a Carson Tabarucci, maybe, just from the size, comparison. But hope no one leaves. And again, we're not hearing anyone that's leaving. So, we'll obviously, again, keep you updated. But yeah.
Guns, you don't think that's because Lake McCree's hurting? Yeah.
Right. That could be definitely a sign too. That they're just looking at it because Lake's definitely and Carson, right? Carson has a history of getting hurt too, so that could just be the reason behind it. So
yeah. But we also still have a lot of good freshmen that good underclassmen behind them. Joey Olsen,
Absolutely.
Walker Lyons, Walter Matthews. Like, we've seen videos of Walter Matthews, and the dude looks like a stud. And like, I hope he really gets a chance to shine on the field as well. Like, all of them, all of them can ball out. So, but more enough about leaving. How about incoming? So, Kristen, this is a good segue here. But we've heard that Kennedy Urlacher, the son of Hall of Famer Brian Urlacher, his son just entered in the transfer portal from Notre Dame, and he's a safety. Kristen says, think we will move him from safety to linebacker. He's about 5'11", 6 foot, so I think he's on the kind of smaller end for a linebacker. I don't know if we would, but there's a lot of rumors that we're going to it's signed, sealed, delivered to USC because Chad Bowden was a huge reason why he went to Notre Dame, and all signs are pointing that he's following Chad. So, what are you guys' thoughts?
The main for this linebacker safety, so I think it'll be a smooth transition for him if he can put on some good weight and maintain that speed. I can see him playing linebacker.
All right.
What he's saying.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I had an opportunity to watch him a couple times in high school out here in Arizona. So, guy just flies, loves to hit people.
Shocker.
So yeah, exactly. love that. So and I would not surprise if we hear more about him. Visiting this week. He's a do not contact kind of guy, so he's definitely going to be reaching out to us essentially, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Like what Brian Jenkins, that's probably why they're trying Ramsey at the nickel spot. Yeah, there's no way that Ramsey's coming off the field, but if whoever's the best defenders we're going to have out there, and I think Kennedy can be that kind of safety for us. But I'm seeing a lot of places saying that he's 5'11", but then some areas are saying he's 6'2". So I don't know. It's just
he's a small kid. Yeah.
Depends on the cleats. Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the Leeds. I don't see him going to linebacker because there's also other people that were going after in the linebacker position in the transfer portal. Guns, go ahead and give everyone an update.
Yeah, a couple other linebackers. Gary Bryant III is from South Dakota. We'll be visiting this weekend. This is definitely somebody to keep an eye on. I know we talked about Andrew Simpson as well, linebacker out of Boise State. He should be visiting today or tomorrow. I don't know if he's on campus today, so at the latest tomorrow. I would say keep an eye on the Gary Bryant. We're definitely in the mix with Andrew Simpson. I personally get the feeling that he's gonna maybe just kind of take his visits and go from there. We'll see. Maybe we're getting both, right? But at the very least, I think we're getting obviously one, and those are the two top linebackers that we have been in contact with.
Yeah, didn't South Dakota win the national championship for their division?
I'm not exactly sure, but they're a good, solid program. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on any of those linebackers?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
go ahead.
go ahead, B. Jones.
I was gonna say, Andrew Simpson, man, he's long rumored. So, you see him, that guy is like the prototype. You know what I mean? The way he fills the holes.
Pause.
The way he fills the holes, man. It's something that we was missing last year. So, yeah, I'm excited to have him, man. So hopefully that's a done deal. It sounds like everything's leading towards it. Sounds good, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Blackie Chan, I don't care what the measurables are for a dude with the last name Urlacher. That guy gets 3 extra inches of height and 20 extra pounds. That dude likes to hit people. You just already know that's in his genes. You don't even need to watch him play. So, we definitely need that kind of, second, third linebacker, some guy that would not be a big drop off if Gentry got hurt type of thing. And then it looks like a big hole and everybody's running at that guy all the time. And a guy like Andrew Simpson fits that type of mold. He's played a good amount of football and got to play in the playoff with Boise State. Knows how to get in the backfield, which was an issue last year. I think he's got like 12.5 or 14.5 sacks or something like that. So, can rush him off the edge or, some sort of exotic blitz that Lynn starts to throw out there. That's the type of guy you want on the field. So, yeah, I'm all on board for both of them.
Yeah, definitely. And do we have any other targets on the offensive side that we're going after?
Defense, right? Sorry.
Offense. Like line.
I actually have some more on defense real quick, so
defense.
apologies
Okay,
there. Yeah, so Rayshawn Pleasant, corner out of Tulane. We're following him. We'll see if any traction's there. Derek Ganter Jr., a safety out of Eastern Washington. We'll see if there's any traction there. Americ Kumba, an edge out of Michigan. We'll see if there's again traction there. There's these ones are no visits, nothing more than just kind of rumors out there right now. Taj McCoy, an edge out of Colorado. Boy Atkinson, an edge at UNC. He's already actually going to visit like Ohio State and Georgia. So I would anticipate we're probably lower on the totem pole right now, but you never know. And then the last one is somebody that I don't believe is truly in the portal yet. So we might be doing some tampering, but Logan Thomas, an edge out of Notre Dame. We'll see what happens there. Sean Nua just randomly followed him. So I think there's definitely a connection there. And we'll see if he does pop in the portal. If unless he is already, then I just haven't seen it. But yeah, that'd be a nice grab from Notre Dame again. So.
Tamper.
What about a guy who thought the grass is greener on the other side? Roderick Pleasant.
I haven't seen much yet. Honestly, he did hit the portal.
He can go to UCLA
You know,
with Nico.
he's got 99 speed in college football, 25. If you guys didn't know that, so he's a speedster. You know, it does sound like maybe he's coming home. Maybe it's UCLA, but you know, you never know. It's worth a look and then kind of see where we're at. But
Who
I
all
don't know.
here thinks that he lost his chance?
Oh yeah.
I
Why would
do.
you bring?
That's kind
Why
of
would you
my
bring a
thoughts
dude in
about
that
it.
locker room from that program? Like, no, thank you. Like, pass. What are you gonna do? Like, it's not like he's played a lot. Like, he hasn't done anything in Oregon. So
Well, he
go
knows
play
a
at
team.
UCLA.
Because they can't develop. So
Just bring him in to pick his brain about their scheme. That's about it. But no, I mean, no disrespect to the man, but I think his future is in track and field. In all honesty.
In Westwood.
yeah. What if some other?
Hey,
what if some
we could
other,
maybe we need him for track. You know, he does the track
Hey,
stuff. So
yeah.
maybe he could join the track team. But
We
yeah.
did
I know
just win
that.
that
I know that
championship.
football's getting more scholarships, but don't waste it on him. It's fine.
What if other people from like what if Dakota Fields were to enter in the
Hell no. That dude is a two-timing bitch. Hell no.
Yeesh.
Hell no. The way that he decided to flip, absolutely not. I would take 10 Roger Pleasants before I'd take 1 Dakota Fields. Absolutely not. Can't even believe you asked that, Blackie Chan.
Hey.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah, he
Sorry,
did
B.
kinda-
Jones.
he-
I know I'm
he-
supposed to be
kinda-
like kind
he
of
did-
politically
he did
correct.
do us
but-
dirty, so
I'm ready for that one, man. You already know. All right.
You shouldn't have invited me on, B. Jones. You know I'm not going to bite my tongue.
that is true. This is all your fault, B. Jones.
It was all B. Jones' fault.
BC.
Ryan Jenkins says, "What about Payne Woodyard? He's at Bama, right?
No, Oregon now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Nah.
Our situation wasn't what it is now, man. So
Yeah. Our secondary is a lot more. I think more established right now.
Yeah.
no, I'm talking as far as NIL, man. I mean, we weren't doing then what we're doing now, so can't really fault
He
these
should have
guys,
just
man.
took it out. He should have just trusted the process.
I remember reading an article about him early in his recruiting process, and he said he liked a lot of things about USC, but that was, I think, the year that like we were firing Alex Grinch and then going into a first year with Lynn, and so there wasn't a lot of, social proof of them putting something on the field and turning things around. So
Trust
I
the
don't, got a lot of hate for that. The dudes that committed and then took late bags and went other places, that's a problem. Not cool. Those are the types of guys you don't want in your locker room. Peyton Woodyard, he was going through just like a normal recruiting process and was kind of honest about the things that he said. And I kind of respect that. I mean, obviously don't love the fact that he's, playing with the idiots in Eugene, but it is what it is. So
Yeah, I just can't believe you said no to Troy. Yeah, that's tough. It's tough.
Yeah,
Can't
that's a big. Yeah, you don't do that.
All right, we'll go to
Offense.
offense now. I'm good with defense.
Yeah, go ahead and hit us with the offensive side then.
Offense. So Bryce George at a Fair State, offensive lineman. He'll be visiting. I don't have the exact date, but I believe this weekend. So there's somebody that we're definitely looking at as right tackle, maybe left guard potential. I mean, maybe we do him right tackle and then move someone to left guard. I'm not sure, but basically for him at that purpose at the least. So we did mention tight end, right? About potentially adding a tight end. Couple tight ends that we're looking at is Jack Endress, tight end out of Cal. He is visiting Texas, so maybe we can get a visit after that. Another one though is out of Missouri State, Lance Mason. Both of these guys are again 6'4", 6'5", so we're looking at kind of the smaller tight ends. I mean, they're not small, they're 6'4", 6'5", but compared to 6'7" and stuff like that. And then the rest of the guys, we're just kind of getting the fillers out. We'll see if there's any more visits. But Braden Joyner, offensive lineman out of Auburn, he popped in there. There was some predictions out for him to go to Purdue, though, so we'll see if that does stick. Joe Cotton, another offensive lineman out of South Dakota. He's got some visits elsewhere as well, but we definitely have reached out. Former teammate with General Reed is Trebor Pena, a wide receiver out of Syracuse. We're seeing what his price tag is. I know I've personally heard Miami for him, but I think we're definitely seeing if we're able to pay his price basically. And then two other guys, just from connections with our director of player personnel, Mark Hamper, a wide receiver out of Wisconsin. We actually took a visit with him back in the winter portal. Ultimately, picked Wisconsin. He's re-entered. There's kind of some smoke with ASU there, but I think just the fact that we have Max now, it could bode well. And then another tight end is Tanner Kozel. I'm definitely butchering that last name. He's definitely a tall guy, 6'7", came from Ball State. He's somebody who's re-entered the portal as well out of Wisconsin. So the fact that Max most likely recruited these guys to go to Wisconsin and now they're leaving is definitely a sign. But we'll see if we are the lucky school. But that's kind of where we're at right now with the offense. And as you can see, I mean, we're definitely looking at O-line, a couple tight ends, maybe a wide receiver, and yeah.
That wide receiver from Syracuse, wasn't he all SEC or all ACC?
He had 900 yards receiving.
Yeah.
And
And Syracuse had a really good season too. So they had what'd you say?
So he's the real deal.
Yeah, so I mean, why not? But yeah, because Evie says, "Are we looking for another receiver?" It sounds like it. If we're kind of throwing out numbers to him to see if it, or at least trying to figure out his numbers. So
yeah, we connected with his agent, so we'll see what happens. I know wide receiver just in general is going to be a huge market in the spring portal. A lot of teams want to get the weapons, so I would imagine his prices is going to keep maybe raising and rising. So we'll see what happens.
So kids from Wisconsin, the kid who we were after, was in Stanford?
The wide receiver
that we were after in the portal, the winter portal, and went to sign with Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was Mark Hamper. Yeah, he went to Idaho. Did well, balled out there. Thought we were honestly we're going to get him back in the winter portal. So maybe that's a sign. There's definitely some smoke though from what I've been told by my buddies that the ASU is definitely trying to get involved though. So we'll see.
all right.
Yeah, a question for you guys. I mean, what are your thoughts on just in general? I guess some of the names that I've mentioned. Is there a position room that
Any
should
word
go
on
after that we haven't touched?
Any word on that offensive lineman that you mentioned about at Florida State?
Yeah, Florida State. I don't think we've connected with him. I just he's an interior lineman. Redshirt junior, got some experience. So that was just somebody that I thought that could be a potential match.
And did you mention that other lineman from the D2 school?
Yeah, Fair State. Yeah,
Fair State.
yeah. So he'll be
I've never
visiting.
heard of that
Definitely on the books there. He's definitely a tackle. Maybe could be moved inside. Maybe we just keep him as a tackle and then we move somebody else to inside if it's needed. But we're definitely looking to make sure that we have some depth there just in case if somebody goes down.
Hey Guns, you didn't hear anything about any quarterbacks?
No quarterbacks. No quarterbacks. No.
Yeah,
Actually, technically, I mean, so everyone was saying at first that USC was getting involved with Nico, but obviously, as we know, that's not the case. But yeah, other than Nico, nobody else on the looks or on the books. So
I have a question for you, Tyler. Would you have gone for Nico then?
Not for $4 million, no. I mean,
What about his price that he had at Tennessee?
Or even like,
I mean,
tell us how you really feel. You say you tell it like it is.
I feel B. Jones telling me, Tyler, just shut up. Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. I mean, the reputation's been tarnished so deeply there. Like kid's like another locker room cancer. Like, I think that Lincoln Riley has put a lot of work and effort into that. I think Chad Bowden is putting a lot of work and effort into putting the right guys in the locker room. And yes, it's been quite a contentious debate with me and my boy Guns that I didn't have the highest confidence in our quarterback room going into 2025. I'm trying so to hard. Yeah, I'm
he's trying
B.
so
Jones,
hard.
this is all for you, bro. This is all for you, bro. But hearing some good things about Jaden Mayava, hearing some good things about him working on things in the off season so he can get past his first read. So yeah, I'm excited that he has basically 4 spring games to start the season. So I hopefully can get into a rhythm with the team, because I will give him some credit on that. He kind of went into a system that wasn't necessarily his, and hopefully Riley starts to adjust things accordingly, because he's very good at doing that. So that was really all for you, B. Jones. I did my best there, bro.
I thought that was good.
I'll give you credit for that. That was good. That was good.
Yeah. Thank you. I felt like I was stumbling over every single word trying to say it in a really filtered
You almost sounded
way.
like me for a second.
I knew what his name was, so.
Like what you were saying, his reputation, he's gonna have to build a lot of trust with some people, whether it was him or his team. Like you kind of don't kind of phone it in on your teammates and miss out on practices. You do that you handle that stuff outside of practice. So, bam. Anything else? Anyone in the chat have any questions about the transfer portal or anything else that we want to talk about? Because I kind of want to bring up something that I saw recently from CBS Sports. So I don't know if you guys got to see that.
Guns. How many total guys do you think that you think that we're going to get through the portal, and what positions?
It's a great question. So I think we're going to get one of the linebackers between Gary and Andrew. We get Kennedy, so that's 2. I think we're going to get an edge player, so that's 3. We're going to get a tight end, I feel like. That's 4. One offensive line was 5. I'm going to say 6, 7, just in case there's, extra fillers that we need to fill if anybody else leaves. But I think 5 to 7 is a good range, I'd say.
All right.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Yeah.
No, I agree. I said the same. I was going to say 5 initially, but yeah, between 5 to 7, just to be safe.
Yeah.
I think the max I'll see is probably like 7 or 8, but I'd be happy with like 5 or 6 or so.
I'm trying to be different, bro.
Huh?
So you're just trying to be different, man.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah.
All right, so
Seems like Urlacher and then one of the linebackers, like you said, Guns. Seems like they don't feel good about Raymond or Justin Tuano at right tackle. So seems like we're looking at somebody there. And then, if Lake's really shut down, then that room is, a ton of potential. I'd like to see Walker Lyons be the starter. And I mean, I'm a huge big Walt fan. Like that's a big ass dude. Like that's 6 linemen out there all the time. Yeah. So that'd be a whole lot of fun. And then Joey Olsen is, supposedly one of like the favorite players on the team. And so, that's a pretty good trio. There's just not a lot of experience there. So yeah, I think they'll do like 4 or 5 and I think they're, just like we've seen with the high school class, it doesn't seem like we're missing out on a lot of guys that we're really shooting for. And so if we can get them on campus, I feel like Chad and company are going to close them, which is cool because it seems like we've kind of been second fiddle a lot in the past. And so I'm expecting us to close better with the types of guys that we really want to get because money's not an issue. The staff seems to be buttoned up well.
Yeah, we haven't been striking out again with any guys that we were really trying to hammer home and trying to really push for a commitment. So it's nice and it's refreshing that we're like, we thought we had this guy, and then someone just came in and swooped in with a bag or whatever. But I think Chad definitely has us in the right direction. But I don't know if you guys saw this. CBS came out with a top 50 or 150 players in college football, and they only had 2 USC players, and Ramsey wasn't one of them, which is insane. The number 55 was Mekhi Lemon, and then 113 was Jacoby Lane, and those are the only players that we had up there. And they had. Let's go ahead.
So no EG, no Kamari?
Nope. Which is insane.
Okay.
Yeah. But the good thing though is that they had Zachariah Branch behind Jacoby Lane, so I'll give them that. So, but other than that, but they had Evan Stewart ahead of Jacoby Lane. That makes no sense.
What makes no sense out of all of that is the fact that Kamari Ramsey was projected to be a 2nd-round pick in the NFL draft, which is one of the top 60 players going into the draft, and he came back and he's not competing against those other dudes in the draft. So the top 250 guys have already left, and he's not on the top 150. Like whoever put that list out is an absolute clown, 1,000%.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, they actually have Jacoby Lane at 118. And so this is what they had to say about Jacoby Lane. They said, stats don't pop, but the tape sure, and situational context does. 12 touchdowns as a red zone and a deep ball threat. Long, fluid, with a huge catch radius and ability to win after the catch. Expect more volume and breakout season ahead in Lincoln Riley's system. Like, really? Like, I just don't get it that he's one of the top wide receivers in the Big Ten just because he doesn't have the yards. You just got to think about how he ended last season with 6 touchdowns within 2 games. Like, it just makes no sense. But they had Emmanuel Pregnon at 131, so that's good that his bitch ass is behind our players. So. they had Zachariah Branch at 134 and Deuce Robinson at 136.
Interesting. So, this is again top 150 players across the nation.
Yeah. Guess who they had at 150?
Deuce.
Nico. So yeah, the number 1 player that they had was Jeremiah Smith. And they had Cade Klubnik at number 2, which kind of throws me off. And and Arch Manning is like at 60 something or whatever. I don't think they had Arch Manning that high, which kind of throws me off because I think he's probably better than Cade Klubnik. They had Carson Beck ahead of Arch Manning.
Interesting list.
Yeah. I think that's all we got. Unless we have anything else you guys want to talk about before we head out of here.
Did want to mention our guess you say our good friend Josh Pate. He did an interview with Lincoln and maybe others. I know mainly Lincoln was the one that was shown. So expect Josh Pate to put that out here soon. I would assume on his YouTube channel. But we finally got Josh Pate on USC ground. So.
Yeah, I guess I guess he's been trying to do that for years now, trying to get him.
even believe when he was like back at OU, yeah.
So that's crazy. I wonder whose side was it that was having the issues with scheduling. But yeah. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and get out of here. We'll be back on Sunday with hopefully some more good news on the recruiting / transfer portal side here. But yeah, we're going to get out of here. Keep the torch burning bright, and as always, fight on.
Fight on.